Yo, yo, yo. RJMGGC. West Coast Wizard. No, the brief. What is the daily brief? Don't know what that is. How's it going, everybody? We'll get started in a few minutes. Minute now? Right now? Right meow? It is go time. Hello, Wordle. It is, in fact, go time. It is, in fact, go time. Let's take a look and see what we can see. If you want me to look at anything, let me know. Generally, my feeling is we're still pretty range bound here, on BTC at least. ETH taking off on all the Treasury company buying, so that's good to see for the ETH people. Sitting by the pool, smoking a cigar. Not a markets guy. What's up, Sean? How's it going? Love it. Love it. Is my... That's because I was just on a call. It always bricks my camera. Well, we're gonna have to do without it, but trust chat, I am wearing the hodl hat. Nothing has changed. We're hodling along here. I put together a DAT, that's Digital Asset Treasury Company watch list. I put a description to that watch list a link to the watch list in the description of this video, should anyone care. I don't really know what the alpha is here. I don't know why any of these companies are necessarily doing phenomenally better than others. You've, of course, got pre and post pipe moves, and then you've got pipe unlocks in here from the share perspective. So you almost have to trade these post pipe unlock. You know, you have to let whoever's going to sell, because you don't want to buy the initial bags, right? You don't want to buy the initial dump. Now that could just be crypto weakness at the time, but most of these charts, most of the big ones, Naka, SBET, BMNR, gave a significant amount back initially, right? That was down 80% BMNR. So there's usually a pop on the announcement. Like, this is my little piece of alpha that some observation, you know. So I wouldn't jump into any of these day one, but for myself, I think it's important just to like know what's out there, because there's a lot of them now, and you never know, right? You just never know what you might want to be trading on any given day. I think last week, not that anybody should be trading any of these for any reason, but I know a lot of people are keyed into them. Last week, people kept asking me about SBET, and I say the same thing, like watch it on a low time frame. This was the 30-minute trend. Great. This was where we were sitting. Once you transition, once you are above whatever cloud you're looking at, I like it a lot better. You also had a inverted head and shoulders down here. That helps. BMNR, same deal. We were talking about BMNR not being above the 30-minute cloud since it went live, and it finally popped at 38. So the TA still works regardless of the announcements, regardless of the shelf, regardless of more ETH buying. It obviously helps that the underlying is bullish, which is what we're seeing. It helps that they're buying more ETH, obviously. But I don't think the trading aspect is any different. I think you're still looking at the same stuff. Yeah, LTC ton. I forgot to add ton. Ton is, let me just do that right now so I don't forget. We'll put it right here. Add symbol. Ton, and verb is that pipe. Add a section. Ton coin. Boom. Ton on the daily look way better than pretty much everything. Doesn't look, I don't know. Most of this stuff to me, chat, is just kind of ranging. I don't think most of this stuff's going to go anywhere in the grand scheme of things. This still looks like a setup that is tradable to me, whether this is some sort of Adam and Eve, King's Castle, inverted head and shoulders, whatever. Higher highs are what you want. And there's your range, there's your target, whatever, 4 or 5, somewhere in there. Fine. Verb is the pipe. How does this look on low time frames? Kind of all over the place. The other issue with this stuff is it is semi, not illiquid, but just low volume, right? Until people get clued in and keyed into what this stuff is. So I have the list. It's dynamic if you want to check it out. TLDR, I don't know, it's not for me. I wouldn't say that. I just think, like, if my edge is TA and I can't apply TA to something, then I don't have, like, what am I going to say? I don't have an edge, you know? I think it's important to just see, like, what's going on, right? Because, like, if there's a tradable setup here, sure. Now I missed it. I've been gone the past couple days. I was in New York. But yeah, you know, set some alerts. If your edge is TA, then I think it perfectly applies. I don't think it's any different. I just think everything else is kind of noise. We all know that they're buying more ETH. It's variable amounts. Fine. Good. You know, ETH is at 4,000 something. Good. That's what you want to see if you're buying a treasury company that's holding ETH. I promised somebody we would talk about Sweet Green first. I think your losses are just as important as your winners to justify the process in the system. So we had talked about this, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago. I said it was the best setup. I still think it was a great setup. But, you know, stop losses are important for this exact reason. Sweet Green is a salad company, for anyone unaware, consumer discretionary. The salads are not cheap. I think they're like $16 to $20 in the city. I don't know. It's absurd, right? So unsurprisingly, their earnings were terrible, and it was down 20% overnight. So this is why, I don't care what you're trading. I don't care what the setup looks like. You got to have a stop loss on this. Most of the time on any chart pattern, you just don't want it, in this case, making a lower low, right? If you're going long. So that was certainly the first sign of weakness. It got out of the cloud. You know, we could justify this all sorts of ways, but ultimately, you don't want this stuff making lower lows. And from this point on, there's really nothing to do, right? There was the setup, and it didn't play out. So, you know, that's that. But I still think it was a great looking chart. Great looking chart. Moderna is another one I cut. You don't want this giving everything back. You don't want this going back below the cloud. And you could say it's because of tariff news and whatever. I don't think that's incorrect. But ultimately, you need something. You need a line in the sand that says, now is not the time to be trading this or holding this. So this could be the bottom here. This could 25x from here. I don't know. But that's not the point. So I think it's very important to recognize when the stop losses work, because that justifies, in my mind, the future stop losses, in like reminding yourself, this is why I have a stop loss here. This is why I'm closing, because I don't want to wake up to a negative 20% position, right? Anyway, that's Sweet Green. The theme in the stonk market, I think, has been beats have been rewarded and misses have been just punished devastatingly so. What's up, Seb? BTC waking up. Yeah, low time frame BTC had head and shoulders. It was working on it, trying to break down. Daily, I don't really have anything to say. I mean, it's less bearish than the other day. It sort of bounced on the Kijun, the target hasn't changed. The target for ETH hasn't changed. Nothing's really changed. We're still, I mean, we're back in the range we were for the previous month, right? Like, there's really nothing to say here. Now we can look at the 6 hour. I think I said this on one of the videos. If I'm watching anything on low time frames, it's this diagonal right here, which also happens to correspond with the 6 hour cloud. So to be safe, I still think 120 is the level. That's like the go hard level. The this is it level, the signal level. I think until 120 we can chop around a lot. It could take 2 weeks, it could take 2 months, I don't know. But above 117, and that's a good sign, because we're going to bounce around a little bit. But if we look at Tesla had alert at 321. Now again, if you follow the news on Tesla here, you think this thing should be 0, but here we are today, it's at 329. Same reasoning, same rationale, just technicals. That's it. There's nothing else here, because fundamentals are absolutely horrible. And the cloud likes it. You don't have a bullish TK cross yet, but you're above the diagonal. You have a little pattern there. I'm not brave enough to touch this, but you could justify it. Absolutely. It's a multi-month diagonal that we're breaking above. If not here, then where? It's also above the cloud. So yeah, the news is horrible. Dojo, etc., etc., etc. You could list off all sorts of things. But if your hedge is technicals, then what do you care about the news? You don't. You really don't. I mean, I don't. Back to BTC. So what else is there here? We go to the pitchfork. Pitchfork is unchanged. Again, we're still in an uptrend. Like, again, what else am I going to say here that's different over the past couple weeks? If we look at M2, we look at global liquidity. This is US liquidity. We go global. Global liquidity has perked up a little bit after that down move, mostly because DXY came back down. We can take a look at that. DXY has just been shuffling around here. It's good to see this fail, ideally, at the cloud. Again, like this setup looked great for multiple reasons, and it's like sweet green, right? It's just funny that we're at a specific point in time where sweet green and DXY are trading very similarly, but this tried to break out, completely washed. Not something you want to see if you're bullish dollar. It helps that Steven Miran is going to be the nominee for the Fed. He's very pro crypto. He's very he has some interesting viewpoints. We'll put it like that. Not necessarily, I don't think good or bad, but he's very much about shaking things up. So I think that's what the dollar's pricing in here. Yeah, the COT data is at 3 today. I don't really know what to expect just because of the range. Again, I have no idea. No idea. But BTC is not really where the excitement's going on currently. That's mainly ETH. Even Sol, if we skip ETH for a second. Even Sol, like, it's back in the range. Is there anything to do here? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have anything to say. It might break up again. It might not. I don't know. I got nothing. I really got nothing. Now, if you think, as some people are saying in the chat, if you think the dollar's going to get crushed, if you think Q4 is going to be bullish, if you think we're going to get stimmies, if you think rates are going to come down, whatever, like, I wouldn't take short-term positions here, personally. I'm not. I would take multi-month positions to be ready for October, September, November, whatever. I don't think September is necessarily going to be bullish, but somebody else was asking me about seasonality being bearish. The seasonality doesn't change based on what's happening today. The seasonality historically is not good for August and September, regardless of what happens today. What happens today could be affected by, again, the Treasury companies, more buyers than sellers, as well as the ETFs. So that could certainly bust open seasonality. Absolutely. So for Sol, I don't know. Like, where is this along? I don't have a good answer. I really don't. But I think long term, end of year targets in the low 300s, high 200s, perfectly reasonable. Perfectly reasonable. I just don't know the path. You know, I have no read on this beyond that. ETH. If we go to the index here, ETH. The TA targets are high 4s, low 5s, just on this move. So again, this like isn't a surprise. It's still working its way there. I was a little concerned for ETH on lower time frames when it started to break down, but just like Sweet Green, right? It's like, well, if this was a potential head and shoulders, that didn't break down. So now we measure this higher, and it should give you about the same target as the bigger pattern. But yeah, not bearish, obviously. Making higher highs. Broke the 4K barrier. Lots of people were pointing to shenanigans on Binance. Apparently there's some entity or multiple entities that are just like shotgun selling at 4,000. So I don't know if we've surpassed that, but what fresh viewpoints do I have here? I don't really have any. I think the next levels are just the TA targets. And if we pop on yearly pivot, yeah, so yearly pivots are exactly the same. 4,300 to 5,200. And I personally have asks this entire range ready to go. I don't care the exact price because those were buys from down here for me. Now, if you think this is going to 10K by the end of the year, then trade it like that, right? Just what you don't care. What is price today? I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's not about that. The next, man, that is so many pivots higher, 10K. I assume we climb this like a ladder. You know, if we get up to here, then we do something like this. I have a hard time thinking we actually get to 10 this year, but hey, we've seen crazier things, right? I don't know. So I like this little range in the near term. 8K makes sense. If we take this is 10, right? Yeah, 7 to 10 on that range. I don't know. It's tough. Then you, of course, got people trading all the treasury companies with options or BITU, ETHU, all sorts of stuff going on. But I think ultimately what's moving this is the treasury companies. Brave take. Brave. So brave. ETHU. Daily. What does this look like? Just breaking up. I don't know. It looks good. It looks good that it fought off the 4K bears. It looks good that it's going up without BTC. It looks good that all these companies are buying or have announced buys. Nothing bad here. Nothing bad here. For the rest of these, most of these alts, even Ripple had that good news on the suit being dropped. Maybe this is a giant cup and handle. It's already basically drawn out here. You know, these are not near-term targets, but this is a high 4s, high 5s measured move. You know, how do you want to trade that? I don't know, but yeah, sure. There's TA justification for that. Cup and handle there. Sui still has similar cup and handle vibes. It's still valid so long as it held the 50% retracement. So it did. It's ugly. but it's still there. Hasn't changed. So that would be not up here. It would be down here, right? Is this log? Yeah. 6, 7. So which one of these gets there first? Does ETH get there first? Would I be trading all this other stuff that isn't leading? Probably not. Even if we look at Sol ETH just continues to dig. Just dig, 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 dig. There's a div on this, for sure. But divs can last a long time. Divs can last 2 months, you know? My assumption is Sol is going to continue to underperform ETH until Sol has an ETF. That's my assumption. What's up, Joey? So yeah, I don't think there's a reason for most people. If you're chasing momentum, what is this? If you're chasing momentum, I think you're trading ETH here. Sure. Like again, if it's unTA-able, I have nothing to say. I have no idea. You know, this is out of my wheelhouse. Say again, it's like we're kind of stuck in a range. Is there anything tradable here? Is there a setup? Is there a breakout? Is there a trend? I don't think this is going to go the opposite direction of everything else, but you don't want this to head and shoulders. It's just a matter of timing. I'd expect the worst charts to do best like November, December, January, you know? Let the money flow into ETH and BTC via these treasury companies, which is another avenue outside of stables, and then we may see some broadening out into other stuff once people are satisfied with their ETH P&L or whatever, right? They're taking profit. What's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? So it's clearly an influencing factor here, undeniably. Yeah, Hood and Coin. I just don't know what else is there to do here, Joey, right? Like, I was not brave enough in 2 specific spots here. This was the first one. That's the first place to just say, I don't care what's going on. These are the technicals. This is the system. Okay, that's the first spot. Second spot was up here. And I said probably on the stream, I think we might get a handle that's slightly lower. Didn't get it, kept going. Okay, now we've reached the target. There's a little bit of room left. Buy, sell, or hold, I would be trimming here. That's just me. If I'm in from 48, I would be trimming here. You don't have to sell everything, but it's a 2x. You know? So like, what is there to do here? I don't know. I got nothing for you. Coin is another one. What is there to do here? I don't know. You're in the middle of the range. You've given back like 50% in 3 days. Like it's ugly. 33%. Just, I have no idea. You know, it's not trading with ETH. Obviously, it's not. I don't even think it's trading with IWM. No, IWM gave back a little bit, but not that much. So yeah, I got nothing. Nothing to say on that one. Let me finish these alts real quick. Let's just take a look. Is there anything anywhere setting up? And this isn't bad. I think Link is another one. You just want, what I want to see here is consistently just getting back to a resistance level. Sure, why not? AVAX looks just like Ondo. Say I'm not a fan. H-bar kind of ranging up there, doesn't look terrible. LTC quietly popping up here. And I've said this, I don't know how many times, but if you're trading LTC, you want 300 plus. I don't think you're here for anything less than that. That's not a tomorrow trade, but This is a massive range. Massive range. I think that my end of year target for LTC is 300. Man, losing my voice already. We're only 20 minutes in. Definitely 300 in LTC. That would be my target. Link. They announced some. They announced the Link reserve, which will buy Link off chain. So it's gonna buy bags of Sergey. Was my read. Could be wrong, but good for them. Sure. Doesn't look bad. God likes it. It's just a matter of preference. You know, do you like this? Do you like AVAX? Do you like everything 3 months from now? Do you like anything better than ETH here? Apt, still below the cloud, but I think still worth a watch list. It's up DM. Maker's going nowhere. I'll go similar to AVAX. Ondo, Ton, we already talked about. I think it looks fine. Just needs to get out of the range. ADA, someone was asking about. It looks just like Ton and Ondo. It's personal preference, aka, what's your tribe, bro? What's your tribe? This is not a bad look that it continuously just, you know, whatever, however many bounces it's going to take, it just needs that hot ball of money to rotate into it. And, you know, then you're going to be a genius. But opportunity cost wise, you missed whatever is going on with ETH. If we put this against ETH or Bitcoin, you know, it doesn't matter, pick one. This is your position on ETH, right? Just, it's down 45% against ETH since May. So that's the reason to not trade the laggards first and just trade the strength. If the strong stuff looks like it's ready for a breakout, I wouldn't go down the list and say, okay, this one's got to move next. Dot. Don't like that one. File looks the same thing. Flow, these all look the same. ICP, a little better, back into the range, but like, again, I don't know. Is this stuff for me? It's not for me. ARB. Looks like everything else. GRT. TIA looks horrible, unsurprisingly. Garbage. Velo. Just ranging down there. INJ looks okay, but again, it looks like Say, Ondo, AVAX. Sorry, not Say. AVAX, Ondo. All of these have this like scoop-de-whoop range thing where they're trying to reclaim. Even Sol, I mean, Sol I guess is the king of it, right? These are all the same chart. Which one of these is going to move before the other? I have no idea, but probably the higher market cap, just because that's the one people are watching the most. That'd be my guess. Win Sol ETF? I assume by the end of the year. I have no other secret hidden knowledge other than that. Stacks, no. Yeah, all these charts look identical. FET, Ocean, IMX. EMA also has a treasury company. It does not look identical. This would be alpha, right? Just like ETH relative to BTC breaking out would be alpha if BTC is your benchmark. This one, again, you know, like, you could say it's hindsight, you could say it's whatever. That was the spot, 37. Target hasn't changed. I have nothing else to say. You know, it just needs to play out. Needs to play out. I'm still holding. I got asks up here. And that's that. Could this go to 5? Sure, but I got asks here. Curve looks fine. I don't have anything there. Pith looks like Aptos. ETC looks like everything else. BNB also kind of looks like everything else. Full moon tomorrow. Did we look at Link? Yeah, we did. Full moon. I don't know. I got no opinion on that. Yeah, INJ looks okay. Is MSOS the weed stonk? Yeah. No, this is another just good sentiment gauge. The last time this stuff took off was back here. And what was that? That was Q4 2020. Sorry, was it Q4 2023? I'm not going to deny that this looks amazing. This looks really good, for sure. I love that it's been dead for a year. W bottom breaking out of the cloud reminds me of REMX a little bit on high time frames. I still like this one. It's a good theme. Energy, data centers, AI, rare earth, whatever, metals, commodities, anything you can't print. Does it make sense to wait for ETH to cross the next range before re-entering? Re-entering ETH at this stage. Oh man. I just don't know. Were you in it at 2,500? Like, where were you at 2,500? And why are you selling early? Let the runners run. Nuanda, let them run. I mean, we could go to the daily fractals and say, okay, at 3,700, that was an entry. We can say there's an entry condition today. It's just, what is your target from here? Like I said, it's not that much higher, just based on technicals. It's tough. It's like the hood chart or SMH or any of these others. This is how people get in trouble. Not you necessarily, just generally. They love to trade this stuff after the move and just can't stomach it at 236 in this case. You know, like, what does SMH look like up here? It looks like a head and shoulders up here. It hit the level. It doubled, right? Effectively. Like, what more do people want right now? Let this pull back, let it range, whatever. It's just the time that we had to make the move on a lot of stuff has sort of happened. Did I take the MBIS trade? No, but I should have, because again, I was not here. I was traveling. Not that that's an excuse, but I incorrectly said it was a what did I say? Background investigation or something. It is not that. It is an AI play or something. Somebody's angry out there. Looks good. You know, cup and handle breakout. Have some conviction. Have some patience. Looks good. Let's see what else people are asking me about. ADA we talked about. Link we talked about. VKTX, is that it's not a treasury play, is it? No. Yeah, it's another one. Sure. You know, is this going to outperform any crypto? Probably not. But the technicals look really good. This is my wheelhouse. This is my bread and butter. You have months of down, flat line. You're above the cloud. Go time. Perfect. Love it. Just like MSOS. Bonk. Yeah, I guess we didn't look at the memes. Let's take a look. Doge looks like everything else. Shib. Similar to everything else. Just stuck in a range. Pepe, stuck in a range. Bonk. It bounced. Looks okay. Is there like a low time frame something here? I don't know. You know, I might sound super picky all the time. It's because I'm looking for stuff that statistically in my head has a chance, right? So like if it's not trending and it's not pre-breakout and it's just ranging junk, I don't want to be stuck in that. You know, I don't want to be stuck in XYZ for 3 years, right? Like, who wants to trade this? Look at this thing. It got added to the S&P. Show me on the chart where it got added to the S&P. You'd have no idea. So, you know, I like this at 88, not a cent before that. The cloud might like it here today on a high time frame, but I like it at 88. SMLR, same thing. What the hell is this? Like, why? Why would anybody choose to trade this out of anything that, like, there's thousands of things you can do with your money? Why? Why? Just not for me. Now, admittedly, alts aren't as bad as this right now, but they're not much better in the sense that there's, to me, not a lot of like straight setups that look good here to me. Floki and Bonk kind of tracking the same. MSTR, let's take a look for Joey. I haven't looked at this one in a few days. Just stuck in the range again. Like, is there anything to do here with high conviction? I don't know. I don't think so. I still think this, if anything, it looks like Solana, right? Like it broke out, pulled all the way back, and now what do you want to see? Show me something above 420 again. Show me something above 460. If it's bullish, it shouldn't be hard. Is that late? I don't know. For some people, it's going to be too late. For some people, they're going to think, oh man, I missed the move. I'm just looking at 450 to 650, right? Give me that with high confidence, and I'm there. I just don't see anything here. It's below the TK lines. It's above the cloud. It's just a mess. It's still in the range. I got nothing. You contrast that with over here, you have clean, in my opinion, clean horizontal resistance. You had multiple days like creeping into this level. You had a clean break above. You know, that's the type of stuff where I think you can get a lot more confident. But this, what is this? This is nothing. Circle. Let's take a look. Circle had a massive head and shoulders on lower time frames. So we're already a bit loose because we don't really have much to work with. But cloud hasn't been wrong. You know, it broke down over here, and it's been bearish ever since. So if you're trading this, I would just watch it on a low time frame. You could argue maybe this, right? The little neckline at 162 or something. It's just, what are you gonna bet on this? You know, what's your size gonna be? Would you bet your full account on this? Probably not. 20% of your account? Probably not. 5% of your account? Now we're getting a little warmer. 2.5% of your account? I could see that. But like, at that point, like, does it even matter, right? I wouldn't have confidence to do anything here, personally. Not enough to make a difference. Unity. Daily. Yeah, I mean, we looked at this. It's an ugly candle the other day, though, huh? We looked at this a while back. Broke out. I mean, I think it's fine. You just got to be patient. You don't want to see crazy volatility after the breakout like that, but target's still there. You know, it's like ETH pre-post breakout. ETH pre-breakout looked like a mess, but eventually it did its thing. I've made too much money on ETH. Yeah, I did great on ETH as well. Not this week or the week before, but you know, hey, look, good for you. I'm happy. Love it. I don't think charting this stuff makes too much sense personally. I think your signals are better on just a single spot, and then just say, okay, I want leverage, right? Same thing with BITU versus BTC or IBIT. Like, I guess, same case, you just draw a diag here on BITU, set an alert, and then you know, draw your line in the sand, pick your battle, and that's that. But here, right now, today, 8/8/2025, I don't know. I don't got nothing. I don't got nothing. What's my stable, tether, or circle? It doesn't matter to me. Of all the crypto stocks, I do like Galaxy over Coin. Now there's some like head and shoulder risk here, but the broader pattern to me is still bullish continuation. I'm just gonna hold this until 20. Like, I don't even care. Just let it do its thing. Let's put an alert down there just to remind myself. I don't know. Looks hell of a lot better than Coin does, that's for sure. Even this over Hood, you know, I would rather trade this just because it's pre-breakout back to the level. I think it looks fine, personally. Brett. Looks like everything else. You know, I don't have an opinion. It's just in a range, right? If it starts to curl up, if it starts to make highs, I like it a lot. But in the range, it's a piece of furniture. You know, it's nothing. It's not going anywhere on its own. What the hell is this? This? Yeah, again, it looks like Solana. It's just in the range. I got nothing. I got nothing. Full porting fart coin. You just know somebody out there is actually full port fart coin. Again, look, if it's in a range, you don't need me to tell you that I don't like it. What am I gonna say? What am I gonna say here? Like, yeah, it could be the bottom. I don't know. It doesn't look completely awful. You can either guess between $1 and $1.50 and potentially be right, or potentially not be right and lose 25 to 50%, or just wait for strength at $1.50 and be done with it. You know, just because I want to be the guy to make money on this where everybody else loses money. Let me just set an alert. Can I do it over here? Yeah, there you go. There you go. This is literally all I do. And then I can just forget about it forever until it hits the alert and it's on my phone and boom. You know, that's what else is there to do? I don't know. It's in a range. I got nothing. USAR. Okay, rare earth. Okay. Wow, this is speaking of range death. Oh my god. I do like it though because it's at the top of the range and it's making, you know, it's continuously trying to get back up there. That's why I like it. Contrast that with any of these other charts that we've looked at that are just stuck. I don't hate it. I like REMX better. I don't know why. Is there like some dividend component that's messing with this chart? I'd have to dig into why it's traded like this to understand what's going on, but just the technicals look fine to me. That's ascending triangle all day. Yeah, Michael, I talked about the Treasury companies generally at the open, but I think you just trade them on TA, low time frame. I don't think you pay attention to any news. I don't think you pay attention to anything else because the TA, to me, appears to have worked if you're paying attention on low time frames. That's it. I wouldn't be married to any influencer or person peddling any of these. I would just use your edge if you have one. in the TA. That's it. Alliant got a dead. That's the French one. Game perking up a little bit. Now, obviously, the underlying has to be bullish, so it helps that ETH is at 4K. BTCS perking up. That looks like a decent punt. But you got to remember, these are leveraged effectively, and they have idiosyncratic stuff, aka individual things crop up that you don't want to have broad assumptions that, oh, they're all going to do well today because of X, right? Like look at the dispersion. You've got BMNR up 30%. You've got ICG down. It's even live. Might be a different exchange. You know, some of these will be up on the day. Some of these will be down on the day. Naka, which is the Bitcoin one, is up 30% on the day. Had a decent little accumulation down here. So yeah, I don't have anything to say other than the technicals, low time frame. That's it. Now, would I rather trade this stuff than alts right now? Probably, if it's moving, right? If it's got momentum, if it's got trend, which is a problem for alts, right? Because if the same eyeballs and attention and people and dollars are trading this instead of alts, or alts that don't have a treasury company, they're just gonna flounder. Just reading chat. G-Sol? What is that? Is that grayscale? Yeah, I would just, trade, look at Solana, and then go out from there. I don't think there's any different TA to be applied. This is OSOL. It's going to look different because it may have a discount, it may have a premium. You have to take into account the fees. But if you're bullish Sol, this is one way to pick it up. I would make sure G-Sol doesn't have like a 500% premium before you buy it. There's also Sol T, which is leveraged Solana. I don't think now's the time for that. I like it, once the breakout's confirmed. Maybe 190? I don't know. It's just, again, like, what is your confidence of this? This is not a clean breakout. It already failed once and literally gave it all back in like a week. This is a 25% down move after barely breaking out, Just tough. It's tough to take that stuff seriously. Yeah, Brett looks fine, but it's ranging. Everybody's got their little pet shitcoin that most of them are just ranging. They're not really doing anything. They're not setting up. So I have nothing else to really add to that. Joe coin? Now, a lot of people aren't going to like that answer, but this is my stream, I only like trading what I like and really don't like other stuff. Is this the right chart for Joe coin? Not really doing anything, is it? What would you do if you're full USDT? Oh man, that's a good thought experiment. Full USDT. Full USDT. Oh man, what would you do here? Full USDT. Pick 5 charts you like and start buying. Hope that the laggards break out. I just think it's tough to buy ETH all the way up here. Personally, if you think it's only going to 5, I think it's tough. Now, if you think ETH's going to 10, sure. So I don't have a great answer for you on that one. Yes, Crispy, I'm hating on the pet shitcoins. What else we got in here? Arrow. Yeah, this looks good. Making higher highs out of the cloud. Ranging, but not terribly ranging. I don't hate it. OP, ETH L2. Yeah, trying to get out of there. Looks kind of like everything else, but you know, it's trying. How does Lido look? Looks like everything else. A lot of this stuff had this W, gave it all back, trying to get back to the spot. I don't know. I just don't think you can trade any of that stuff on leverage, and if you like 10 of them, pick 5 of them and be done with it. And hope that you're right. There's just so many charts that look like this, you know? Algo? Yeah, again, it looks like everything else. Why is one of these going to move relative to the others? I don't know. They just all look the same. Hype, did we look at that? What do I have to say here? It's kind of like BTC. It, I don't know. I don't really have anything. What is this? That measures to... Yeah, I don't know. In the moment, I don't think I have anything. Looks just like BTC though, with that diag. I don't got anything else on that one. Yeah, all right, let's go. I have a quantum. You know what I bought today? Don't tell anybody, chat. I bought gold today. I've been holding some for a while. I don't know, probably since July. It looks good. It looks real good. Back in the range. Now, I know I just got done shitting on everything that's ranging, but this is making higher lows continuously. It looks like an ascending triangle to me. I don't know. I like it. I like it. And if this moves first, I don't think Bitcoin moves. So I do think there's this window, and I've said this before, but I think there's this window that favors gold moving in the next 2 months, and then Bitcoin really moving in Q4. If gold and Bitcoin move at the same time, then the dollar is just literally dead. But yeah, I think gold looks great. Miners also, by the way, GDX broke up. Yeah. I'm still seeing strength on that. This is the old TA target. Almost there. Took 2 years. WPM, for the 5 people that remember that one. WPM went way past its target. Still looks great. Just took a while. Nugget. That's leveraged miners, right? Yeah. Looks good. Looks good. Look, I'm a sucker for higher highs. What can I say? What can I say? I am who I am. The other thing I was going to talk about was the bond stuff. Again, like, kind of looking pretty good. Now, does it look amazing? Is it going to outperform everything? No, but not looking half bad here. Not looking half bad. Yeah, Litecoin, crispy for me. Litecoin, like 300. 300 end of year. Don't trade it. Own it. I don't know what path it's going to take to get there, but Kaito. Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing for you on that one. Yeah, let's go through the Mag 7. Where's DXY? Yeah, we talked about that already. Okay. All right, Mag 7 tests Nvidia just cranking. Absolutely cranking. Just feels like if you're not in something like this already, what are you doing at 183? If you're not at, where were you at 120? So I don't know. I don't have anything to say. It looks great, but what's the trade here? I don't know. I got nothing. It's just stair step in the Tenkin. Looks great. Apple, kind of a mess. Lots of news, tariff stuff. Tim Apple giving Trump a gold-plated something with glass. I don't know. The cloud likes it, so it's good for the S&P. It's good for everybody's 401ks that this is up, because obviously it's a massive percentage of most people's portfolio. So I guess the trade was yesterday when it broke out, when it made a new higher high. Looks way better than it has been looking, right? Just kind of missed the trade on that one. Microsoft kind of giving a little back there, slowing down. Is it bearish? No, but it's kind of floundering a little bit. Meta, I think, might be the chart of the stream. It might be. It's either that or gold for me, because this looks like a massive cup and handle again. Looks really good. Can this really go to 1,000? Man, I don't know, but it looks real good. It looks real good. Netflix, ranging mess. There's really nothing to say there. Amazon, ranging mess. Uncle Jeff dumping on us. Google has held the cloud. Buy, sell, or hold here. I still like Meta better, but maybe you get a cup and handle thing on this. What is Mags? Mags must look pretty good here. Yeah. So this is the Mag 7 ETF. Hit an all-time high today. Just the ETF did. And collectively, again, as a group, you're hitting TA targets on this relative to the breakout. But individually, I'd probably be underweight Microsoft, underweight Nvidia, overweight Apple, overweight Meta, neutral Netflix, underweight Amazon, overweight Tesla. Just based on technicals. Like this could fail, and it should fail because the company's trash. But if that's not correct, I mean, there's a world where we could see 450 again on Tesla. There is a world, and this would be the day to kick that all off. This would be the day. Just reading chat. What else we got? This final few minutes here. Trivago? Is this? What is this? I have no idea what this is. Wasn't there like a travel agency or something? We have 60 minutes in the stream, and you're wasting our time pulling this up. This is a donut. It's a goose egg. It's what is this? I got nothing. It just looks bad. Just looks real bad. Low time frame? Are you talking? Oh no, it's a different. Okay. No, I got nothing. Unless is this like a Treasury play or something? I don't know what's going on there. Doesn't look great. Booking competitor. Okay. MongoDB. Is that right? I think so. Yeah. No. Yikes. Yikes. What about Marvell? How's Marvell look? Not quite through the cloud there. Just kind of whatever. AMD. AMD, like all the other semis that have actually played out, I just have nothing to say here. You know, you just have to believe in the system in May when you're identifying this stuff that it's going to keep going. Reddit is another one. You just have to say, okay, I'm going to trade the edge to edge, and then I'm going to trade the cloud breakout, and here we are. Looks good. Sorry, I keep skipping the quantum stuff. I have a thing for it. I'm trying to find it. There it is. RGTI, yeah, just ranging. Qubit ranging. IONQ. Also ranging. Yeah, that was just ranging. Really nothing to say. Nothing to say in any of those. I'm also just going to pull up Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab trying to break out and failing. Nothing really to say there. Why don't you put Coinbase under ETH? Don't they have BTC and ETH? I mean, they're not really. Some of these I put on here, they're not really treasury companies, right? Like they're miners. I guess in a roundabout way, they're treasury companies. Tesla's not a treasury company. They just have a bunch of BTC. I just like to see on the day, like, you know, if ETH is +5 on the day, what are these treasury companies on the day? Are they +500? Are they -10? Like, what's going on? So miners are, they look like just flat out beta to BTC, which is fine, but then why is Naka 30% today, you know? I'm still trying to figure out how to value these companies. I don't think RGTI looks like NBIS at all. I don't really think is it cup and handling there? Not really. This is the target, so, you know, if you like it, I'm not going to say it's bearish, because it's not. It's just ranging, you know? Yeah, Rivian. I'm going to be eating this one for a long. If this doesn't go to 6,000, you know, everyone's going to say, remember that time you said Rivian was going to go up and it went down? I'm cutting it at 10. I'm cutting it at 10. That's me. So I'm holding it to 10. I'm holding it right now because it's not at 10. It doesn't look good. I don't know. I'm just going to give it time. Give it time. Figs is another one. You know, these are not short-term ideas. This took 3 years, 6 years to pattern out. Give it 6 months, you know? It's going to take a minute. Open, I said this to somebody last week, the week before. I was just like, you know, give it a month. Let everybody who's going to sell. Daily, I got nothing. Hourly, I got nothing. Best case, it's a falling wedge. It's just, you know, who's chasing this up here? Not smart money, I can tell you that. So if that's not you, I apologize, but yeah, you know, you're not going to pump open on this stream with 2,000 viewers or whatever. It's just that coin has been always linked to ETH. Yeah, I mean, you can put it in either bucket probably. It certainly trades more like ETH than VTC. We can move it. It's bothering you. We can move it. We'll put it down here. Still, that, you know, that makes it worse, right? If it's supposed to be trading like ETH and it's down on the day ETH isn't, that makes it even worse for coin. Neg. I feel like we had to have looked at this like a long time ago, maybe a month ago. It's kind of like GME, you know, it's like it spent a good long while dying to the point where it probably got short squeezed, and here we are. Because this was on my watch list for a little while. I don't think it's there anymore, but I did have it on here. Anyway, yeah, it looks good. I mean, it looks like you're late now, but that's why you set alerts for this stuff. You've been in it since 5. Good trade. Good trade. Any other last charts? If this looks anything like Fartcoin, we're never looking at this again. Can't even pull it up. It's so embarrassing. It doesn't. It looks closer to hype than anything. But again, like what am I gonna say here? That says anything about anything. There are 2 places that you want to trade this: entering the cloud, exiting the cloud. I mean, now what do? I don't know. You buy the Kijun, I guess. I got nothing else for you. A wormhole on the daily. There's no data. There we go. Yeah. Decent looking chart, but it's kind of in the same-ish vein as everything else. You know, it's like you either have this or you've got like a smaller version of that. This is another version of that. Do you like all of them? Do you like any of them? Do you take a stab on this one? I don't have like reasoning or rationale why, but this one looks okay. It's at 9 cents. Can't go wrong. Bargain. Buy, buy, buy. Good things happen above the cloud. That's right. I think we're going to leave it there. That's all I got for this one. Give me like just